Yeah, it is. So with respect to President Trump's support of Israel, do you feel like he has largely kept his word and supported Israel?
Trump himself has been absolutely stunning. I mean, it's if you look at, it's not just about Israel, it's about anti-Semitism. The idea that universities, and this is another, leftist idiocy. Back in the 1970s, Bob Jones University lost its tax exemption because it said that there can't be interracial dating and interracial marriage. Blacks weren't allowed to marry whites. You know, if that's all the Jews were facing, happens to be that we religiously believe that Jews should marry Jews and Christians should marry Christians because it's about who, how you're going to raise your kids. The color of your skin is not the factor there, by the way. And that's what's appalling about Bob Jones. But at the same time, at a university where a guy looking like me, wearing a yarmulke is going to be picked on for who he is, the idea that that university should get research funding while Jews are being driven off campus, that sounds like something Germany would do back in the 1940s.
Yeah, it's quite absurd. And I know you would agree, Rabbi. I look around at young people on college campuses and sometimes even younger, and I don't even recognize them as being American. I want to play a clip of this podcast, young people discussing the Holocaust. Check it out.
What if the Jewish did something to the Germans that made them act a certain way, but nobody wants to talk about it? Like, the Jews don't want to take accountability. The Holocaust was the only way he can take out a huge population, like a huge amount of Jews all in one setting. But I already know what's going on. Like, I'm not dumb. Like, I know, like, the Jews did something. That's why they sent up here. They're trying to take back, and get repercussions, especially from America, like from Americans. So they're taking over the government and stuff like that.
I'm telling you, how do we take them down?
How do we take them down?
Yeah.
I mean,
I kill the motherfucker.
I had to say it.
My bad, y'all. My bad.
So I'm just going to call this what it is, because as I watched that clip the first time, it seemed to me like a bunch of kids who were in ISS, in school suspension, who had been held back a grade, who are sitting there just vomiting their utter ignorance. Your thoughts?
Oh, it's far worse than ignorance, because this idea that it's the Jews' own fault that they were killed, that's what classic anti-Semitism has always looked like. I mean, there's nothing there in between. I mean, sorry, she is dumb, because if she were not dumb, she would have learned enough history to know not to sound like Adolf Hitler himself. I mean, that is exactly it. It's the Jews' fault. We're going to blame them for what, the reason for the Jews are persecuted is because of what the Jews did. It's never about what the Jews did. It's about what the Jews are commissioned to do right, bring values into the world, share a little godliness with people. You look around at the Jewish communities, they're sharing godliness with everybody. We're not about the Jewish community alone. We're about everybody. This notion of Jewish superiority, which they also brought up, and then they skip right to how do we bring them down to show how much hatred they can display while knowing absolutely nothing about the community they target. I mean, I'm sorry, it's hard to say, but that is, if that's the state of affairs, we were right back to Germany in the 1930s. Of course, I mean, it's the same stuff.
Yeah.